now. So today's webinar will be on Google Classroom update for administrators. So I remain myself. My name is Damiola Justina, and I'm the lead technical trainer and consultant at Luwada Tech Limited. Luwada Tech Limited is a Google Cloud professional development partner, and we are also a Google for Education partner. Our main focus is we support schools in their endeavor of integrating Google tools into their learning environment. So today's objective we'll be looking at Google Workspace Console Administrator. We'll gain knowledge to streamline class setup using student information system integration to set default grading settings for educators, enable access to education leader tools, enable classroom add-on, enable read along in classroom, and assign data region. Objective tool of our webinar will include Google Workspace Console Administrator will learn strategies to optimize Google Classroom updates for your school, ensuring that these tools are used effectively to support teachers, students, guidance, fostering an environment that promotes learning and efficiency. So by the end of the webinar, we'll make sure that we've achieved these two goals that we have listed here this afternoon. So the agenda include welcome and overview. We've looked into that. Self-default grading, streamline class setup using student information system integration, set default grading settings for educators, enable access to education leaders tool. We have some education leader tools in Google Classroom that we'll be specifically looking at. Support literacy skills with read along, data region, and we are going to wrap it up after that. So the first one is streamline class setup using SIS integration. SIS means student information system. A lot of schools have student information system that they want to integrate with Google Classroom, but it's not all these tools that are presently supported by Google Classroom. It's not all the tools that are presently supported. So we are going to be looking at leading edtech that actually design this student information system to be used in Google Classroom. No, I'm not quite sure if we have if we have any school here in Nigeria that currently use any of these services that we're going to look at, but it is good that we look at it so that administrators know that it is possible, then we can move ahead. So create a roster synchronization in Google Classroom. Create roster classes for teachers with Clever. That means if you have Clever, create roster classes automatically in Google Classroom based on SIS data, including teachers, co-teachers, and students. Classes in Classroom stay synchronized with classes in your student information system. For example, a popular integration we have with Google Classroom is Clever. That does not mean that it's every school that is using Clever. We have some other one we have been using, school might be using, but presently may not be supported. But just for you to know that in case you are willing to synchronize your student information system with Google Classroom, it is possible. And the edition where you can get this done is on Teaching and Learning Upgrade and Education Plus. So it is currently possible and it's available for for schools that is using education, teaching and learning upgrade and education plus. So since we don't have, do we have any administrator here? Administrator. Any school administrator here that you are the administrator of your school Google Workspace account? Okay, just one person. Do we have access to admin console? And do you have education plus so that you can see where it is? Please unmute yourself and let me hear you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. So yes, we do. We actually have access from the one you gave us yesterday. So
N-
that's the
No, the account I gave you yesterday is for educators, for teachers that want to try Education Plus.
okay.
So this one we are looking at today is for administrator. It is done like
Administrator.
you having access to the back end where you control your students, your teachers, and everything happening in your school.
Oh, can you please describe that? Like, how do we go about that?
Okay, for you to have that, you need access. Your school must currently be using Google Workspace. Are you currently using Google Workspace in your school? Let me show you what it look like. I have for a school here and come in. Did you see this place? Okay, let me share this tab. Do you see this my current tab now?
Yes, I can see you. I can see you right now.
The tab that I'm currently sharing.
Yes, I can see it. We can see it.
Okay. So did you see admin here where I'm pointing
Yes, I
to?
can.
So that
Yes.
is an admin console for a school. And before you can gain
Okay.
access to this, that means your school must
Okay.
currently be on Google Workspace, either Education Fundamental, Teaching and Learning Upgrade Standard, or Education Plus. So basically, everything we
Okay.
want to be doing today is not on the user base. The one we did yesterday, if you are present
Oh,
yesterday, that one is for individual, for educators. And
oh, I
in a
get now.
school, you can have 2 or 3 educators or more than. But in a school setting, the admin console is just one. So you can only grant access to whosoever the school are deemed fit to carry the task on behalf of the school.
Okay, so how do we go about that? Because it was a time we tried to do that, probably because I was using a personal account. So I tried to do the Google Workspace. It didn't go through. So I don't know how else we can go about that.
So that is where we come in as a Google for Education partner. Ours is to guide you, to take the headache from you. We work with you to achieve it, whichever one you want to do. If you want to do fundamental, if you want to do Education Plus, if you want to do teaching and learning upgrade, mind you, it's only Education Fundamental that you can do by yourself. So if you need to access
Okay,
any of these two, like all what we spoke about yesterday, Education
okay,
Plus, teaching and learning upgrade, you need to work with a partner. So
okay,
like Google is asking Luwada Tech to train schools. So we are Google for Education partner. So if you need to use all this, we can guide you to be able to get it done stress-free
okay,
will support your educational institution.
okay, okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, it's because of the demonstration. So I will not be demonstrating this, but as we move on, I will demonstrate others so that we can see it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for for your response and feedback.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you too. So I'm going back to so I won't be demonstrating this feature. So another one we have is once you have integrate your student information system, depending on the one you are using, then you can be able to Google Classroom will now integrate with Power School. You know, the other time I mentioned Clever. So this is another one. It's called Power School. Allows seamless synchronize of class roster and grades between the two platforms. This integration streamline administrative tasks, improve data accuracy, and enhance the user experience in managing classroom activities and student information. If it's not properly done well, for your teachers to use Google Classroom, it means that they will have to invite students one after the other. Look for a school capacity of, let's say, 500 students or even 200 students. And in a particular class, maybe a JSS1 teacher or a grade 1 teacher is having about 50 students in his or her class. If there's no proper integration and rosters are not being set up, it means that every teacher in that school will have to invite the student one after the other for every class, which is time consuming and it could be tiring for educators. So that is why they are integrating this SIS so that Google Classroom can pull up data where you store your student information and bring it to Google Classroom with all your settings without your teacher needing to invite students into the Google Classroom one after the other. So presently now, Google supports this third party app for this roster, classroom, and grade synchronization. They are Power School, Skyward, Infinite Campus, Float, and I don't think any school here in Nigeria is using this. But it is good we talked about it so that you people know that it is available. But now we are going to go into what is most beneficial and we know every school have access to. So the first one is to set default grading settings for educators. Educators actually give students work to do from time to time. And if grading are not properly being set up, the educators will have to set it up like we looked at yesterday at every point in time when they create a class. Imagine if I'm the mathematics teacher in a particular school, I will create for GSS 1A, GSS 1B, GSS 1C. So that means I will be doing the task 3 times. So with grading period set up by administrator of each school, they can be able to help teachers have this grade already in classroom. So once they create classroom, all the setting we want to talk about now will automatically be integrated into the Google Classroom. So the first one is grading period. This grading period, unlike what was talked about yesterday, that was done at individual level, meaning that for every student account, for every classroom you want to create, you must set it up. But this grading period now is for administrator to do it for their school. Once they have done it, every teacher in the school will not have to do it again. So with grading period, you can plan, organize, analyze assignments and grade based on quarters, semester or terms. So meaning for secondary school student, for primary school student schools, I mean, that we currently run on terms here in Nigeria. We have 3 terms. If we are running, is the Nigerian curriculum? Yes, it's 3 terms. If you are running American curriculum in your school, if they are running American curriculum, I think that term in a year is 4 terms. So depending, you can be able to do this. So I'll be showing us a demonstration on this. So for us to do this, what we are going to do is you are going to sign in into the admin console. In the admin console, you go to apps, then Google Workspace, then classroom. Click the default grading settings section. From the menu, you are going to click the name of the organization unit you want to set the grading period for. Then you click the grading period. For grading period, we are going to set it to on. Then we are going to put all these dates. We click save. So all this, what I just ran through now, is what I will be doing for us to see. So once I'm done with my own, then you cannot do your own. How do we? I got that message. Let me check. Sorry, I'm with us. I want to see that question. The question says, how do we get to admin console? So for you to get to admin console, I believe whosoever is asking the question, I know Luwada, you are an admin in your school. So what you do is, I'll be doing the demonstration now. I'll go back to this place. Though I'm already logged in here, but I will do it all over again. So you come here, you type share this screen. So the first thing you're going to do is to type admin.google google.com.
I'm not seeing your.
Are
I'm
you
not
seeing my
seeing your.
screen? Okay,
No, please.
okay.
No.
Moment, please. I'm coming. Let me check my settings. I think I'm not presenting my entire screen. Let me adjust that. Okay, that part is not currently showing. What do I need to do? So I'm going to stop the presentation now to start again. So in this time around, I want to present my entire window. No, let me do entire screen. So can we see it now? Sorry for that. I'll correct that shortly. Is it okay this way?
Yes, it is okay now.
So you can see my entire screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So on a new tab, I'm typing admin.google.com. Because I'm on a Chromebook, you can't see my apps. But if you're already logged in, when you go to Google Apps, those 9 dots, when you are in Gmail or you are in Drive, if you click on it, if you're an admin of your school, you're going to see admin there. So, but if you don't see it, you can just navigate to a new tab and type admin.google.com, then you hit enter. So I guess it's loading. So once you enter it will keep loading. Then it's going to ask you for your Google Workspace account. So this Google Workspace account I'm currently showing here is for a school, like I said, but we're not going to look at that. So once you are logged in, then it's going to present something like this to you. This is where you will get to. So once you are here, then we can now begin to follow those steps I went through when we are doing the presentation. So I'm going to go to apps. Then you can see Google Workspace. Can we get the admin console I'm currently working on now? Hello?
Yes, we are getting it.
Okay, thank you. So I'll click on admin console. Then I'll go to classroom. So in the classroom now, let me see. Do I have this pass? Sorry, I'm trying to log in.
Welcome back to EDU at 90. Morgan here. On this episode, we'll update you on Google Classroom, practice sets, and more. Let's get to it. Let's start with Google Classroom. We're excited to share several improvements to the grading experience in Classroom, with educators now having more options to customize class and assignment settings. This should make planning, organizing, grading simpler and reduce errors within grade exports. For more information, check out the link in the video description.
So sorry, I played the video over where I want us to see. So this improvement has actually been in Google Classroom, but a lot of us do not take notice. I think since last year. So you can set grading scale for your school. The same place where we went to, you will see grading scale. Let me bring up the account again so that you can see. The first one was grading period. The next one, can you see here? Grading scale. So grading scale, I can be able to, sorry, this is grading category that I clicked on. So grading scale, then I can set up grading scale here. I think here, look at an example of grading scale for this particular school. You can see A plus for 90, A 80, up to F. Meaning that when your teacher create their Google Classroom, they don't have to put all these settings because you as the administrator of your school, you've done it for them. If not, they will have to create for each classroom that is being set up, they will have to create this grading scale. So that is why we encourage the administrator that if they have access to this, and they should do it from the admin console to make work for teachers easy, and they will also be able to save time.
Welcome back to Video 90. Morgan here.
Sorry. So I've navigated to grading scale. So for us to use this grading scale, is just this way. You sign into the admin console. I've shown also how to sign to admin console. So when you click on the grading scale within Google Apps, that means you're on Google Classroom, you have to choose whichever one that is working in your school. Do you want to put it based on proficiency, letter grade, or 4-point scale? I think this 4-point scale will work for maybe universities, all those US universities that use 4-point grading system. I think here in Nigeria we use 5 points, but we have letter grades and we can have custom for you to be able to do that particular one that you want for yourself. Mr. Jonathan, how can we be of help to you? Hello, Mr. Jonathan. Okay. I guess that hand was raised, maybe not intentional.
No, not intentional, ma. Not
Okay,
intentional.
okay, okay. Noted, noted. So it's your turn. Like I said, it will be your turn to practice, but I believe we can do it on our own. So we've talked about grading scale, grading period. So the next one now is grading categories. Now, how do we do this grading category? Grade calculation and categories. You can set up default grading system and categories based on organization unit. If you create a grading system at a parent organization unit, it will propagate to the child organization unit. When you admit console, if you're the administrator of your school, there is what we call OU in the admin console. The OU means that there is a parent OU, which is your school. Then we may have some child OU. So if you set your grading category in the parent OU, every child OU under it will be able to inherit the settings. And what do we do under this grading category? I will tell you a use case. You can have based on total points or weighted by category. In Nigeria, what is applicable to us most of the time is weighted by category. This is what I mean. In your school, maybe they do first CA. First CA can be 10 points, second CA 10 points, maybe class assignments or note marking 10 points. Then they have projects, maybe take home project 10 points, making 40. That will stand as their continuous assessment. Then you now have another one that we call, let's say, exam over 60, meaning that everything is over 100. The grade category works such a way that the teachers don't have to do the manual calculation by themselves. Do we understand? The system will do it when it's being set up. So for this grading category to take place, you can see that it is only available in Education Plus. For you to set it up for your whole school, that's what I mean. But if you are using individual classroom, maybe you are using Education Fundamental in your school, individual teachers will be able to set it up for their classes. If they teach 2 or 3 classes, they will be able to set it up by themselves. But if you are on Education Plus as an admin, you will be able to set it for your school. And one thing also the grading category does is that it allows students to have a view into their score at every point. They know what they are doing. So these features about grading, like 3 of them is what is available now in Google Classroom that educators and school communities can use. The grading scale, the grading period, which could be first time, second time, third time, based on your school calendar, and now the grading category based on the way you measure your student performance in your school. Maybe it's over 100, over 60, we understand. So that's what this grading category does. And don't forget that the calculation is automatically done. So it is possible for you to have, for example, class exercise over in a term, maybe up to 10. So, and allowing educators to calculate this assignment, let's say weekly test, for example. Some school they do what we call weekly test. Allowing educators to do the summation of this weekly test on their own could be time consuming. But with Google Classroom, if the exam or the test is given to the student through Google Classroom, automatically all this score is calculated and the teacher will just get the over 100. And then you can be able to take the score to your result processing system and download it just like that. Another thing is that the Education Plus allow for grade exportation. So you can download your grades and then you put it in your result processing system where school will see, where your parents and teacher will have access to it. So we have set default grade calculation and categories. So the same way where I took us to the other time where we saw for grading scale, grading period, the same place is where we are going to find this grade calculation. And these are the steps listed here. So if you are particularly interested in how to access it later after this webinar, you can reach out. So I may be able to share these specific pages with you or the whole presentation so that you can have access to it. So another interesting thing in Google Classroom is that it enables access to education leader tools. Now, if you have used Google Classroom before, you will agree with me that there is no way a teacher that is not a co-teacher in a class can have access to a classroom. So I need us to react now, true or false. If you are not a teacher in a particular classroom, and a student, can you be able to view the activities going on in that classroom? For those of us that have been using Google Classroom before, so have you been able to use Google Classroom such that any person who is not a member of the classroom have access to be able to visit the class? No, okay, I could see that. So with this new feature in Google Classroom now, you can create admin role for staff, head of department, academic support officer, or head of subject to go to a specific classroom, either as a student or as a teacher, to have a view of being there without them being invited either as a co-teacher or as a student into the Google Classroom. So you are going to create what we call admin role for staff to visit classes and view school-wide analytics. So you can be able to see how the students in your school are performing based on the tasks and activities that has been given to them by their teachers. So to do this, we call the feature in Google Classroom now is called Visit a Class. Google for Education Plus customer can enable user with custom admin roles to visit classes. Temporarily access classes to support educators, post announcements, view student profile and more. Or they can be able to visit as a student or as a teacher. So when you go to Google Classroom now, if you are given that role, if your school administrator have given that role to any teacher or any head of department or head of subject, then they will in their Google Classroom, immediately after these three menu line, you are going to see visit a class. Then you can be able to search for that class in your school and view it. Before now, administrator have no privilege to see every classes that they have created, every Google Classroom that have created in their domain. So, but with this visit a class, we'll be able to do that. Know that this feature is available only on Education Plus. So we also have what we call classroom analytics. You are going to gain insight into student performance and engagement, including if assignments are being completed, how grades are trending, and how classroom is being adopted. Over the years, a lot of schools have questioned the way teachers allocate their marks, get their first position, second position. Actually, I don't know what is being done in your school, but a lot of schools rely on teachers. Come and give us the first person in your subject, give us the second person. So whosoever the teacher submitted will be the prize will be given to that student. But with classroom analytics, everything is on the system based on the classwork they have done. As an administrator in your school, you can be able to view trends and gain insight into the student performance. How are they doing at every point in time? So you don't have to wait till the end of the term to ask teacher A or the class teacher B to submit their class performance or for them to find average. Google Classroom now will do what we call arrangement. It's going to get you analytics based on classes, based on subjects, based on assignments. And you're going to see the average grade. You're going to see active students. So this is a great way to also help school administrators to oversee class activities that is going on within their Google Class or within their Google Workspace account. Also, the feature is available only on Education Plus. So how do you create this admin role? You know, in Google Workspace, we have different admin role. a person who have the overall or the total privilege to do any form of setting roles and policies is what we call super administrator. But now, because of this role, you need to give it to maybe head of subject or academic support officer or VP academics to be able to see these two. Then you now create what we call a custom role. Under select privileges, you are going to go to classroom session and select manage classes and view analytics data for user and their classes. Meaning that um VP academics who is not an IT person cannot be given super admin privilege, but a super admin can create this role and select individual to be able to perform the task. Let's see this short video. So the video will not be talking, it's just providing a demonstration of where you are going to click in your admin console. So we are going to start first by creating a new role. Then you give the role a name. Then you now give it access classroom analytics and visit a class. Then you continue. So that's just this simple way of setting up this rule in your admin console. So designate users. So after you create this role, there will be need for you to give user that access. Note that by default, this role is not available. You need to create it. So let's watch the next slide for us to see how to get it done. So you are going to assign a member to it. So you assign the role now and you click assign role. So that means it is done. So for you to have this, first you have to create the role. Once you create the role, then you designate it to a user that you want the person to be able to have that visit a class and also view classroom analytics. Know that you can decide to visit a class as a student or as a teacher. So restrict access to specific organization unit. You can also do this when maybe you are trying to give to a user maybe class by class. The head of department for the person that oversee let's say early years is different from the person that oversee the secondary arm or the secondary school arm of the school. So what you can do is that you can restrict access to specific organization unit by following this short tutorial here, whereby you can modify it. So meaning that if Mr. A is in charge of early years, maybe grade 1 to grade 6, then Mr. B can be the VP academics that is going to attend to students and classroom from maybe JSS 1 to JSS 3, as the case may be. So you are going to be able to restrict access to this specific organization unit by following this short GIF that is currently displaying here. So we actually give time for you to try, but since we'll be skipping it. So the next tool we'll be looking at is install third-party add-on. Yesterday, during for educators, we talked about we talked about add-on, and we talked about different ones like quizzes, Edpuzzle, Google Arts and Culture. So automatically a teacher asked yesterday that how will he get it in his school, and I told the person that you cannot automatically have access to it. What you can do to have access to it is that your administrator must be the first one to install it. So how do we install this app? So here is it. There are several benefits to using add-on. Admin can easily push more than 30 third-party edtech tools across their district all at once. Allow users to access add-on within Google Classroom with a single sign-in. So let's check out this video and see.
Google Classroom Add-ons is a new feature that allows you to bring your favorite content, activities, and lessons from top edtech tools right inside Classroom. Once your admin sets up an add-on, you, the teacher, can find it and get logged in with just a few clicks. Use a single sign-up from Google, so you and your students can sign into Classroom and your add-ons with the same secure login, removing the need to remember passwords. And no more navigating to different websites to access Classroom. It stays right within Classroom. To access content from your add-ons, open a new assignment in Classroom and select the add-on you want to use. Add-ons are custom built, so depending on the tool you're using, you'll be able to do things like browse, search, filter, and preview the content you want to use. Assign it to your students. Students are directed to complete the assignment in Classroom. Some add-ons automatically grade assignments and upload grades to Classroom, saving you time, as providing detailed visibility to student performance. Organize, collaborate, create Classroom.
So that is add-on for us in Google Classroom. You can see one benefit of what we have learned from this place is that with this add-on turn on, administrators are saving teachers time of installing it themselves. So it's a good thing that administrator install this add-on for their teachers to use, including the Google Arts and Culture we talked about yesterday. Please let us take note that this feature is available on Teaching and Learning Upgrade and Education Plus only.
Google Classroom is a new feature.
So 3 ways to let user access add-on. As an administrator, you have 3 ways to allow your user, to allow the teachers in your school to use this add-on. The first one is we call admin install, meaning that admin will have to install an add-on for teachers within a group or organization unit or domain. This enable all interaction for teachers within the group, organization unit or domain without any further action or configuration. So if you as an administrator decide to use this way, that means you've installed it, your teachers will be able to use all this add-on. You understand? They will not need to do anything. Or another way is you can do allow list. Allow teachers to individually install add-on themselves. So they have to pick the add-on they want to use into the class and use it themselves. Note that with the new Google Workspace security and policy in place, that any app you want to introduce to your student, it is good that you let their parent know where they get the name of the app and what they are using. And you as an administrator, you'll be sure that this app is good and it is safe for children or for the students in your school community to use. So the third one is configure API control. So this one lets teachers attach add-on from third-party websites only. Yes, and it is important that the add-on application must still be installed within the admin install or allow list option to enable the launch in Classroom and upgrade pasted links. So these are ways where you can use it. We have 3 ways for you to use this add-on in Google Classroom. We have admin install, allow list, and configure API. So how do we go about this? The same how do we find some of these add-ons? So you can, from your browser, you can go to Google Workspace Marketplace. Then we are going to streamline based on the one that will work for Google Classroom. You can see at the top, select the works with filter, check the box next to classroom, then click done. Available classroom add-on are displayed. Click the add-on you want to install and then install it. Let me see if we can do one so that we see it. I just click on that place. I just click on Google Workspace. I want us to see it. So I'll be filtering it out. You can see all filter. I will put works with classroom. Can we see? I will check this one. Then I will click on. Then do you want paid one or free of charge? Like yesterday, one of the educators also asked that are they required to pay, or they want to or they can use it free. So in your school, if you are looking for the one you want to use free, you click free of charge. If you are looking for the one you want to pay for, you click pay. So for now, we are going to use free of charge and we are going to click done. Let's see what is going to bring back to us. So you can see all those add-on, they are paid add-on. The only one that is free to use is the Google Art and Culture that a particular teacher demonstrated for us yesterday. So but every other one, if you need to use it, you will have to pay for it in classroom add-on. So back to our presentation. So know that once add-on is installed, it becomes available for teachers to use with assignments. They can use it with quizzes, question, material, or announcements. So to manage your allowed list, you are going to go to admin console. I've told us how we can go to our admin console. You click apps, Google Workspace Marketplace, you click app list, and then you select the apps you want to allow so your student can be able to install it. So to change your allowed list setting under the app, you are going to click setting. Once an add-on is allowed listed, unless the admin console setting is don't allow users to install and run app from marketplace, teacher can create an assignment and install add-on individually. So meaning that even though if you allow the add-on to be installed, you must still ensure that you ensure that this feature is not currently turned on. That is, don't allow user to install and run app from marketplace. If you turn it on, they will still not be able to use it. So that is about add-on in Google Classroom. So how do we configure API? You follow the same rule. You log into your admin console. Then this feature is under security, access and data control. So click add-on, then add-on under the Google admin console, security, access data and control, and then API control. So under the API control, you are going to be looking for how to add app. Now when you're adding your app, you are going to click host app name or client ID. In the search box, you are going to enter the name of the third-party application and click search. So meaning that the Google Art and Culture we can actually bring it to install using API. If we are using API, then next you click on select. So one application may be associated with several client ID. You understand? They may have it for web, they may have it for apps. So popularly, a lot of us we know Canva. Some of us we have Canva app. Some of us we have Canva web, or maybe Duolingo app or Duolingo web access. All these are the different clients that may be available for you to install. So you select the organization unit that you want to configure and click continue. Please, over the time, we have seen a lot of students in a school using all these third-party app all by themselves alone, which in some cases we can say it is not it is not good because it can cause distraction. You can see students like this, while teaching is going on, some may be on quizzes playing game, some may be on Kahoot playing game. So it is a good thing that administrator install it or configure it based on organization unit. So you only configure it for your teachers because they are the one that will be using it, to be sure that your students are not using this app when they are not supposed to. Then you select trusted, click continue, and then you finish. Then you change access to that particular app, and then from there your teacher will have access to them. So I think we've explored Google Workspace Marketplace, right? Is there any app you want to search for, or should I allow us time to search Google Workspace Marketplace? I think we did it previously where I demonstrated to us. Let me show it again. I have it here. So I'll just click on the link. I'm opening it again. Then you go to all filter. Which app are you looking for? We are looking for the one that is working with Classroom. I'll go to Classroom. I'll click on it. When I click on it, then I will go down and click on, the other time we try free of charge. So this time around, we can try to click paid. That means if your school have additional funds to invest into edtech tools, you click OK. Then you can see a whole other one. Then I told us that yesterday you don't just buy this third-party app. You'll be sure that whatever you are buying is not what is already available for you in Google Classroom. We have Screencastify. Chromebook now can now record screen and even give you transcription. So going for Screencastify might not be an option for you in your school. But if you don't have Chromebook, you may definitely want to look into it. So these are every other apps that we have that you can use with Google Classroom and other ones. So back to our presentation. So this another one, support literacy skill with read along in Google Classroom. Read along is not available in Google Classroom. Students and teachers can use their Google Workspace for Education account to access read along right from within Google Classroom. Please let us know that this feature is available for Teaching and Learning Upgrade and Education Plus customers. So we look at the read along yesterday. Basically, what for those that might have not joined us yesterday, let's play the video so you see what it looks like.
Bill soaks the.
To get reading help, tap the word checks.
Checks the shed.
Read this out loud.
Bill soaks the.
To get reading help, tap the word checks.
Checks the shed.
Read this out loud. Shed.
Shed. Bess is on aunt.
Not there.
There.
Well done, you got that.
Bess are
Where?
you? Where are you?
Nice.
For you to use this read along, it must be turned on for your school. Turning on read along, look for the app by searching read along or by going to Google Workspace, click on read along and turn it on. I've demonstrated to us how we can get all this app in our admin console, whereby you're going to look for this and then you're going to turn it on for everyone. so that everybody in your institution can use it. And when you are done, you click save. Also, about this read along, yesterday I told us that you can also set it based on lexile measure that people who are teachers of English, I think they can be able to understand that, or based on grade level. And these apps are currently available for customers that are using Education Plus. So the one we are looking at again is data region. Data region. Data region choose a geographic location for your data. It may not be applicable like to us here in Nigeria, but I think in some places they have it, whereby you have to decide where your data will be as a school. So for you to set data region, it allows administrator to define the region where their data is stored and processed. So this particular feature is available for all Google Workspace edition. The editions are Education Fundamental, Education Standard, Teaching and Learning Upgrade, and Education Plus. So you can be able to set data region. And there's not like there's an advantage where your data region is. The data region we have, you can store in USA, you can store in EU, and you can decide to say, okay, anywhere. I guess, okay, I want to store my data anywhere. So selecting a specific region doesn't improve performance or fine-tune your network or data access. Sometimes user outside a region where the data is located might experience higher latency, or latency could happen when user edit or share project in real time across region, share files such as document with someone outside their region, or travel intentionally. So I think for most of us here, we love our data to be saved in EU, that is European Union. And you can decide that, okay, anywhere it is being saved as an administrator at a school, that is not really important to you, because we really have, I don't think we have any governing law here in Nigeria that is guiding this aspect of where school put in their data. Even some school don't even care where they have their data. But I think as a school and school administrators or owners, it's a good thing we start to ask questions from people who help process our data, who stores our information, where they have it stored, can you have access to it, what happened to your data. I think these are what happens, well, what made Google to put off all these data saving regions. So in rare cases, when a data region has been selected, user outside that region may lose access to the data due to events beyond Google control. For example, natural disaster. But like I just said, when we say European Union, it's actually covering a large geographical location. So it's not a small place. It's not as if you can set it to Nigeria or you set it to Africa or West African country. It's not possible. So basically they have 3 regions, USA, European, and Nigeria. And there have not really been a known case whereby this trade-off that we just spoke about now are actually being noticed. So when users send direct message from different data region, the data is stored in both region. You can use that A region, USA. This is just like a demonstration. Then we have any region, EU. When you pick any region, user A, user B is going to save their data both in any region or EU region. If you are in USA, if a user is in USA and another is in European Union, is going to save that particular data in both regions, so that both parties, user A and user B, can have access to these data. So how do you set a data region policy in your admin console? So you can choose one data region for some of your users, or different data region for specific department or team. To set the data region policy by department, put user accounts in an organization unit, so that you can be able to set up organization unit. To set the data region policy for user across or with your department, you put user in configuration group. So apart from organization unit in Google Admin Console, you can also do structure based on configuration group. You can apply policy settings based on configuration group. So how do we get to choose our data region in Admin Console? So you go to Admin Console, you go to menu, Then data and compliance region. This option appear only if your license include data region. And the licenses that include data region are um education standard and education plus. So every other edition you might be running will not include this feature and you may not be able to set it up. So once you are there, when you see the option, then you click region, then click save, then click data at rest, then select a region. So no preference, United States or Europe, you can decide to select no preference, United States or Europe, then you click save, then click data processing and check the process data at your selected data. So um this particular setup that has been said, I will just use few minutes to demonstrate it to us so that we can see it. And when you are done, you click save. Don't forget that I've talked about organization units, whereby you have your school as the parent OU. So every other OU under that place is your child OU. So if you set your data region on your parent OU, meaning that for every OU in your organization, they are going to inherit the settings. That's what it means. They will inherit the settings. So to view data region status in your admin console, go to menu, then reporting, report apps and data region. Then you are going to be able to access the report. But so it's now our time to demonstrate this feature before we continue. So I'm going to go to admin console, data, compliance and data region. I think I've opened one particular admin console here that I currently use. So you can see data, compliance, then data region. You go to data, compliance, then I'll click on my data region. Once I click on data region, you can see data at rest. So I'm going to click on it, then I will set it up. Like I said, this is for a particular school. Then you can see their data is currently set as to Europe. I said that. So if you want to save yours in United States, you click on it, or no preference, then you save. So I won't be making these changes now because this account is just for demonstration. So this has brought us to the end of updates that are available in Google Classroom. So I don't know if any one of us have specific questions to ask or contribution to make before we wrap it up. So if you have anything or question, specific question, you can turn on your mic and you speak, or you can make use of the in-chat message while we listen to you. So I'm with us. Mr. Jonathan, I can see you raise up your hand.
Okay, thank you, ma, for the lecture. Thank you for the opportunity, and the lecture was insightful. Yeah, I have a couple of questions here. Like 5 questions.
It's okay.
My belief, yeah. The first question is, what's the cost of paying for the Education Plus package? Because I'm an admin in the virtual school I'm working with, and how many teachers can have that plan, or can that plan occupy? That's my first question.
Okay.
What's the cost for Educational Plus or Standard? That's what for the package. I don't know the amount, so I want to
Okay.
know the cost. Then the
Okay.
second, should I list all my
Yeah,
questions?
list everything so that we address them together.
Okay, now the second question is, how can I integrate the unified grading features? You were talking about the grading on all my teachers. I know Nigeria have the A1 and the scores, but I want to know, how can I integrate the European grading and the Nigerian grading? Does it work on Google Workspace educational package? I want to know that, ma.
Okay.
Okay, then the third question is, how does the classroom add-on features work? But you've treated that. So I don't have a question on that, ma.
Okay.
You've treated on how the feature works, add-ons
Okay.
features and the third parties.
Okay.
So the third question, like let me just ask this one. What are the best practice to communicate with the teacher, the guardians, or the parents? The best practice about their children learning through this Google Workspace. Because I want to know, how do we communicate with the parents or the guardian that their student or their ward, their children are learning on this Google Workspace? How do we teach the parents so that they could know what their children are doing in the workspace? Because I did not see that feature here,
We said
including parents.
yes, we look at it yesterday, only that I didn't mention it here. Were you with us yesterday?
No ma, no ma, no ma. Because if I'm bringing the students on board, the parents too, I need to carry them along.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
Google
asking.
Classroom covers that.
Okay. Okay. The last question is kind of lengthy, ma. I don't know. Maybe I should type it. Okay. I just want to know the easy way to integrate Google Meet to the live classes. Like my teachers, they will be teaching students. I want to know the duration of Google
Google
Meet
Meet.
when they are using Google Meet. Does it have a duration?
Okay,
Is
okay,
it? I
okay.
want to know.
Yeah, I
And
think I've
uh,
not, I'm with you.
okay, and can different teacher or educator, can they have each account, and those each accounts will have Google Meet, and they will have access to unlimited time? That's what I want to know, ma.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Your question, I think it's going to benefit a lot of people here. So first, Google Workspace for education. When we talk about Google Workspace for education, I don't know the edition your school is using, if it's a paid version or the free one. But
We would not.
let me establish this first. If the
Okay, ma.
account you are using to access Google Classroom is ending as at gmail.com, you will not have access to any of this feature that you are currently asking for. So meaning that your school or your virtual school need to take the next step to acquire Google Workspace. And in this Google Workspace, we have 4 different edition. So the only edition that people knows and talk about is what we call Education Fundamental, Google Workspace for Education Fundamental. And it comes at no cost to eligible institutions, meaning that you don't need to pay for it, it is free. But if you require additional services from service partner like us, we might charge you for the kind of service you want to render, which might include professional development, teaching your staff to use it, or helping you to set up software on your Google Workspace account. But for you to use the Google Workspace actually comes at no cost. That is Google Workspace for Education Fundamental. So the next one is Google Workspace for Education Standard. It comes at $3 per user per year. $3 per user per year, meaning each of your students in your school will have to pay $3 in a year to access education standard. But you look at most of the features we talked about today is not even available on that education standard. So the next one is we call teaching and learning upgrade. This teaching and learning upgrade will need to be given to every staff in your school so that they can have access to all these tools. And the license is $4 per user per month, because this one is not for students, it's for teachers. So teachers are paying every month. So the next one that we call Education Plus is $5 per student per year. And that is the ultimate edition of Google Workspace, meaning that everything we have been talking about, all the features, we have access to it. And one advantage of this Education Plus is this: to every 4 students you register, Google will give your school 1 additional staff license for free. Meaning that if you register, let's say 100 students in your school, you pay $5 for each student in a year. Google will give you additional 25 licenses for all the teachers in your school. That's about the cost. So the next one is this unified grading score. You can only do it as an admin when your school have successfully migrated to either using teaching and learning upgrade or education plus. So if you are not using any of this edition, you will not have access to this unified grade. And in the unified grade, you also ask if we can integrate both systems together. For you to set it from the admin console, you only have to pick one grade. Either you use letter grade, or you use the 4-point scale system, or you use proficiency. You cannot use two at the same time. But if you want to do that, there's a workaway around it. That means you will not be setting it up as an admin. You will allow individual teachers to set up this course for the classes where they will be needing it. If I'm teaching mathematics, I can start to put letter grades there. Then if I'm teacher of English, can decide to use proficiency score. You understand? So that's that one work. Then for the add-on, you say it is taken care of. Then best practices to communicate to parents about Google Classroom and what is happening. Now with Education Plus, parents now have access to class summary beyond what is available in Fundamental. People who use Fundamental, who have invited guardian into their Google Classroom, guardian will be able to see a summary of the classroom. But with Education Plus, parents will see the individual assignment, the deadline, and whether the student has completed the assignment before the due date or not, providing an insight for parents to how their students or their works are currently doing with their schoolwork. So I think with Google Classroom, you can actually do a large scale communication without any much task. Just invite the guardian. Automatically, all this information about the assignment, deadline, their score is sent to them. Please note that parents will not see student individual score or the work of other students in the class. So the next one is Google Meet. If you are on any of this package of Google Workspace I've mentioned, the Fundamental, your school will have access to Google Meet in an unlimited way, meaning that there's no restriction on your Google Meet. But it's just that you may not enjoy some premium features. Now let's go to Teaching and Learning Upgrade on Education Plus. Education Plus allow what we call for meeting recording. We allow you to record your meeting. You understand? So that people can replay it later and they see it. So this is only available for customers using Education Plus. It's not available for standard or Education Fundamental. And there's no limit to the amount of meeting you can ask. If you have 50 teachers in your virtual school, teachers can use Google Meet for as long as they want it without any interruption. You understand? So I don't know if I've been able to answer all your questions.
Okay, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Yeah. I'm just checking on how to sign up for a Google Workstation now, and it's requiring a domain. So I don't know. We have a domain already we have a LMS. We have a domain already from our website. Is it proper I bring that domain here, or I create a new domain? That's what I just want to ask that, ma.
Now, the first thing you want to ask yourself is this, Mr. Jonathan, which of this edition are you going for? Are you going for Fundamental or you are going for Plus?
Okay, I'm going for the Plus because it has a total package.
If you are going for the Plus, it's not what you can do it yourself. You cannot see where to do Plus. You can only buy it from reseller like Luwada Tech. So it's not what you can buy for yourself. The only one you can directly access by yourself is Fundamental. And even the Education Plus too will require a domain. We need to work with you so that we can get. So if that is what you want, I'm going to be dropping our WhatsApp number on the screen for you to pick. Then you can reach out to us later. Thank God you know the price. So whatever the school will need to, for our support for the school, we let you know. So if you require our support, it comes with a cost. But if you just want to buy, you don't require any support from us. We will sell to you at that Google rate. So this price I've given you is all over the internet. It's not like an hiding thing, it's there. So just reach out to us. If you just want to buy and you want to navigate everything by yourself, we sell to you, then you move on. But if you require our additional service to guide you with some use cases, to be able to bring out the best of your Google Workspace, then we also let you know what is involved.
Okay, thank you, ma. Well, sorry, I I'm asking much. That this is the last question. This is the last question. The
Wait,
PowerPoint
before you
slide.
ask
I
your
don't
last
know.
question, before you ask your last question, you can always ask question. So even after this section, if you feel like you need more insight or more clarification, please do well to chat either through email or through WhatsApp. We will be able to answer all your question and give you a better view. Is that okay?
That's very okay, ma. Perfect, ma.
Okay.
Just the slide. I just want to know, will it be available after this class, so I could walk around with the Google fundamentals, or walk around with Google Plus, Education Plus. That's what I just want to know.
Yeah, this is what I will do. There's an account we give to people that were here yesterday. If you want a walk around, so I will give you an account, something you can use to test all these features by yourself. So it's a demo account, but I will give you for the next 3 weeks so that you can have access to it, to all the
Thank you.
features as a user,
Thank
not as an admin, as a user.
as a user. All right. Okay. As a user.
Yeah, okay. So any other question from any one of us? Okay, noted. So we hope with time we can be able to support schools using Google Workspace with specific use cases, how to use it. So we hope to have much of this webinar. And please, we do advise that you join our WhatsApp group for both educators and admin, so that when we have presentations like this, you can take part in it. Yes, Mrs. Bankole, we are with you, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. I was using my laptop. I started with my phone. I went on to the laptop. Yeah, good evening, everyone. The Mr. Jonathan who had asked questions. He has asked a lot of very vital questions, and I would like to say, out of doubt, that sincerely, if you need detailed information about how to use Google Workspace, the best place to go is Luwada. I run a school, and then we've been using Google Workspace. Okay, before it even became Google Workspace, I think there was a name it was bearing, and then it changed to another before it became Workspace. And Google Classroom is 10 years, and we've been using it for quite a long time, for like about 10 years now. I've been using it. And then when I came across the Education Plus, so last session throughout we used Education Plus, and the features are fantastic, except for the fact that our dollar rate is ridiculous. I believe that if we have a reasonable dollar rate that is like less than 500 naira per dollar, it would have been something almost every school should actually benefit from, because there are so many features, so many opportunities. You'll be able to identify how to even help your students use AI effectively, and then you can also get to check them for plagiarism and all of that, and guide them properly. The truth is, Google Workspace has, I had used Microsoft 365 before, and we got midway. The thing was getting cranky. Even almost all the devices was whatever. But I've been using Google Workspace, and especially we use the licensed version last year, and it was so good. So I would like to recommend Luwada. Yeah, I've also spoken to her that they should find a way to help schools to get the best service. One beautiful thing is, it's one thing to get service from someone, it's another to get the person to want to see you to use it effectively. That's the difference between Luwada and some other service providers under Google. So thank you everyone for joining this. Like somebody asked, there must be a repeat. Some of us couldn't join from the beginning, and some of my staff couldn't join yesterday. So I want to appeal that maybe next 2 weeks, and then maybe the advert should be coming, maybe every 2 days, so that we can remember. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, so we hope to accommodate more. this particular edition is actually sponsored by Google themselves. So we actually hope that many schools can come up, and they have also given us the go ahead that we are free to rerun the webinar for as long as schools are willing to join. So if we see a good number of schools who are willing to join the webinar and they are willing to learn, definitely we are going to set up time to even go over what we have done yesterday, and even for a lot of other admins to partake in whatever we might have started since 3 p.m. today. So thank you very much, ma, for that beautiful contribution. So we have So please, before you go, like I said, that Google sponsored this, and they want to know if Luwada Tech have actually delivered the message. You understand? Please, this QR code on our screen is a customer survey directly from Google. We don't have access to it. Please, I will kindly employ every one of us at this point that we can scan with our phone, and let's turn on this survey for them. So if we didn't do this survey, meaning that Luwada Tech did not actually perform this webinar, nothing to show for it. So we are encouraging every one of us, whether you joined us yesterday, or today, please scan this QR code and turn in your webinar. So we are going to be allowing some time for us to do that. Or I will directly drop the link to the survey in the chat session, in the inbox message, so that you can click on it and turn on your survey. At least, yes, definitely we are going to share it later. We will share it later, or we'll plan a subsequent one where we can also have interaction like this, so that we can take up your questions. Please, has anyone been able to scan the QR code? I'm finding it difficult to put the link, to paste the link. Okay, thank you.
Yes, I've been able to scan it. I'm filling the form now.
Yes, please, it's going to get to a point where they're asking you that who brought this webinar your way? Something like this, please, customer feedback. Please ensure that you are selecting Luwada Tech Limited. This is the only evidence we have to show Google that we actually deliver on their terms. So for those of us who don't have access to this Education Plus account, so I will be sharing a spreadsheet with us so that you can pick an account and you can use it for the next 3 weeks for yourself. So all the feature, and I hope when the recording for yesterday is available, I will also share it with us so that it can guide you to use the account that I want to give us now. So for us to know.
Sorry, excuse me. Is this account you want to share? Is it the same one from yesterday or for admin?
No, we can't give you admin account. The only way we can give you admin account now is for you to tell us your domain. If you give us your domain, I think within the next 2 business days, we can be able to give you an admin account. Because that admin account has to be domain based, meaning that you must have it at your school, your school name maybe .com.ng or .com or .org before we can give you admin account. The account I'm talking about now is a user account that is having this license, Education Plus, so that you can see the grading we talked about. So it's also from that yesterday. So if you have picked an account from yesterday, you don't need to pick again. If you have access to Education Plus, you don't need to pick. So it's basically for people who don't have access to Education Plus, so that they can try these features firsthand and see themselves.
Okay, but we have a school domain account. If the one we are sending for us, is it for free? The admin account you want to share with us, is it for free?
Yes,
Or not?
it's for free. But is it fundamental that you want or Education Plus?
Is it?
So I would just advise that let's do it with your real domain. Because even though if I give you an account now, if it's not Education Plus, you will not be able to get to the admin console, and you may need to see the admin console to do it yourself, right?
Okay. Okay. Should we call it out or probably later?
Yeah, let's trash it out later after this webinar.
Okay. All right.
I hope you have our number or email.
Yes, we do. We do.
Okay. Okay, that being said, we want to appreciate every one of us that are here that have made it a day. We say thank you for coming and for making it a day. So as a way of appreciation to the people who come here, we normally celebrate from yesterday. A lecturer from University of Calabar joined us as the first participant yesterday. We've actually given our token of appreciation to her. So today too, we want to appreciate the first person that was there, that is Ajayi from Qtic, right?
From Bidel Brook. We're using one of our boss's accounts. It's Bidel
Oh,
Brook.
okay, from Bidelbrook. So you just won yourself a Google Level 1 examination voucher. So we'll be sharing it
Wow.
with you after this webinar, and we also guide you on how you are going to write the exam. We hope you will be able to write the exam and also and attain the certification so that you can encourage the people in your school. So in the same vein, we want to extend this to the director of the banking group of school. Thank you, ma, for making it a day to be here despite your busy schedule. So this is also coming from Luwada Tech to your institution. I know you may not be able to take the exam. We are also offering one level 1 Google examination voucher to you. So you can give it to any staff who you believe that they are going to make use of it and attain the certification, just to encourage them. So in the absence of no any other contribution or question, we would like to call it a day, and we hope you interact with us from this after this webinar. Do join our WhatsApp group, both for educators and admin. We promise we are going to have from time to time webinar like this to do something like a refresher for educators and for admin, so that you can get the updates when we fix the time. So that being said, we thank everyone for being here today. Please do well to turn on our customer survey feedback. We'll still be leaving it on in the comment in the in-chat message, and now we still go ahead to to show us the screen in case we have not done that, so that we can do that again. So thank you once again and have a great evening.